to speak on Dallas then, because even on Mogul Media, Big D has mentioned in a conversation I think with Lucci, saying that Dallas artists, just based on Dallas being what it is, a lot of artists do look for handouts. Like do look for like, hey, I don't want to pay you for a feature. You say, hey, that's 500. They're like, man, let's swap, or when I'm on, you own, or whatever.
Right. Sure.
They do a lot of that in Dallas. And what do you say to the artists that move with that kind of business sense, where they're like, hey, won't you just do for me real quick, and just why you want to charge me?
Well, listen, I'm gonna say this: we are our worst enemies.
Real life.
It ain't real life. Just ain't real. Real life street stars. You know what time it is.
You've been doing music for a long time.
Right.
Very talented, very craft oriented. You know what I'm saying? As far as just get into your craft.
Sure.
And I want people to be able to go check out your music, and I want them to take their own from it.
Absolutely.
But I also do want to touch on, you were doing one thing that I seen that hasn't been done before in a while, which was grabbing an older artist and not saying I'm gonna just do a feature with them, but I'm gonna really go through there and just try to create something with this artist beyond just a song. And that was with Don Chief, Big Chief.
Right.
Tell me real quick, what was your mindset as far as getting in the work with Don Chief? Because again, some people just go in there and maybe just do an album, not really do visuals, or just do a feature and say, I'm gonna get this artist and pay homage. But you really went through there and just was really creating something, which got his juices back flowing into doing this again. You know what I'm saying? As far as what he said on our couch. What was that as far as what you want to do there?
So when I said I really wanted to do music, when I started in like 2010, 2011, I wanted, I don't know. I wanted to grab who I figured, who I had the budget for it. So I wanted to grab whoever I figured who was the hottest, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever, and this guy named Michael Jeter, he was his manager.
Shout out Michael Jeter.
Yeah. And so he became my manager or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And so anyway, that's how I wound up getting with Chief. And we came out with a song, and it was on the radio for like 2 weeks. Some shit. Now, boy, you couldn't tell me shit. Right?
Hear that? Once you hear him come to the radio.
Yeah. You couldn't tell me anything, man. Shit. So, but to say why him in particular, I can't. I just wanted the hottest person. You know what I'm saying? And that was right when he had supposed to get that the deal with Cash Money, I think it was.
Sir.
And the same week actually, and. But I like his temperament. I think he's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? And so,
what are your thoughts on the flack that the young artists try to throw on him now? As far as, hey, you could have reached out and worked with more of us back then when I tried to holler at you. He gets a lot of flack for that, which I feel is, some people say it's justified, others say it's unjust, that he was doing his thing. He did put boys on.
Got you. So, all right, my thing about that, or my thing on that is this. Ultimately, it boils down to respect, right? So, and then secondly, you have to help those that are trying to help themselves. Hear me out. I'm not saying that those individuals wasn't trying to help themselves. We don't know what happened behind closed doors, right? Meaning, like, we don't know what Chief didn't do. Because facts. I don't do it in front of you, don't mean it wasn't done.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it could have been, hey, you're doing very good, young man. I would probably do this. I would probably do that. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't have to necessarily be brought to your light. Facts. You know what I'm saying? So I can't speak on that because I know what I do and I don't want recognition for it. Back to what I said about the restaurant when I paid for that lady's meal, and her husband, her and her son. I didn't want the recognition from that. You know what I'm saying? So who to say he didn't?
So what would you say as far as to speak on Dallas then? Because, even on Mogul Media, Big D has mentioned in a conversation, I think with Lucci, saying that Dallas artists, just based on, Dallas being what it is, a lot of artists do look for handouts. Like, do look for like, hey, I don't want to pay you for a feature. You say, hey, that's 500. They're like, man, let's swap, or when I'm on, you own, or whatever.
Right.
You know,
Sure.
they do a lot of that in Dallas. And what do you say to the artists that move with that kind of business sense, where they like, hey, won't you just do for me real quick and just why you want to charge me?
Well, listen, I'm gonna say this: we are our worst enemies. Black people are our worst enemies. We are our worst enemies.
Come on,
you know what I'm saying? Like, we never want to see the next person. It's a horrible mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it, bro. Like, but that's just the way it goes, man. You know, blacks do more damage to blacks than any other race.
Yeah.
Hitler wasn't killing black niggas. Hitler was killing his own people. You know what I'm saying? So it's that's just the way it goes, man. We don't want to see other people do good.
I'm sorry, you're probably distracted as hell, but
no worries.
I'm curious because, you know, when you say we're our worst enemy, do you feel like in Dallas that we just didn't have the business acumen with music?
For sure.
Just the rappers, producers, just all of the music business in Dallas, there was no business acumen that we could have really grabbed onto or even knew what, because you know, we're in the music business. We were doing it for years.
Sure.
And I know there was no business, there was no contracts, nothing. No pens came out with nothing. Yeah. So I could see this going around all over.
Absolutely.
Kind of the city, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, no, for sure, dude. No, we weren't really enlightened on how certain things should go about, you know, or how we should go about certain things. Like, meaning like you said, contracts or going through the ASCAP and doing this and doing that and making sure our body of work is protected and this and that. Like, no, you know, and I'm a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I went about it the street mental way, meaning I would pay the DJs $200. Go ahead, say, man, spin my song, bro. Just to check the vibe, you know what I'm saying, in the club. And I would do this every single night. You know what I'm saying? DJs would know my face because they know he gonna slide me $200.
Do you feel that method worked?
You know, I'm on the fence on it, man.
Yeah, for you personally, because it might be different for someone else. For you personally, did you feel like it worked?
No, it was back to me, it was back to the way of my thinking is, you know, you can't help. You can only get got when you're trying to get. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And so if I'm sitting here saying, hey, listen, man, here's $200, and I'm saying this every single time, and I'm not adding anything in addition to that, say, hey, listen, would you spend this a few times tonight? Well, just spend it this one time.
Yeah, they gonna take you all. They gonna take you all day.
You know what I'm saying? But I should say, put this in your queue, man. Put this in your, you know what I'm saying? So every 10, 15 songs, throw this in there for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, put it in your catalog of music. I wasn't doing that. You know what I'm saying? And so I can't blame him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what someone else told me. Having played at the beginning of the club, in the middle, and towards the end, is really what you should be paying for versus that one time.
Right, yeah. You know, and I did that whole DJ thing they had downtown, underground type shit. And, you know, they listen to your music and they critique it and do this and that. But man, listen, again, unless you put a shitload of money on the table, song will always find something to say. You know what I'm saying? And so, well, the tempo's a little too fast, or the mastering is a little off, or the mixing could be better. Shit to kind of knock you off your shit. You know what I'm saying, man? Like, fuck this shit. Nigga, I just got to bust my ass and make this $5,000 to give to your motherfucking ass and sit here and tell me that you know what I'm saying? And so it just put a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah,
you know,
I feel that.